Wait, you want how much for my mailbox to be the wrong color? That's the thought running through my head as I stand there, staring at this woman like she's just quoted me the price of a Ferrari for a shoebox. I mean, $3,500 for a mailbox that's black instead of bronze. My wife, Julie, doesn't miss a beat. She just gives Kayla this walking haircut with a blazer she wears to intimidate her own reflection. A calm, no, just that. No. Kayla's jaw nearly unhinges. And, swear to God, she calls the cops on us for non-compliance with her kingdom's sacred mailbox rules. But when the cop pulls up and gets a look at Julie, his face goes ghost white. "Judge, you live here?" He blurts out, louder than he means to. The look on Kayla's face, like she's just realized she's stepped into traffic in front of an oncoming train. Absolute chef's kiss. You're gonna want to stick around because I promise nobody saw the twist coming in this story. Nobody. All right, let me set the scene. We're in one of those step-forward neighborhoods where the grass is so perfect you wonder if there's some secret fertilizer cartel at work. Every car in every driveway looks like it rolled off the showroom floor yesterday. Julie and I had just moved into this $2.5 million house. And yeah, it's a lot, but software architect money stretches if you land the right gigs. The place came with all the trimmings, lush gardens, a 3-car garage, and apparently a homeowners association president who thought she was the dictator of a tiny, pastel-colored nation. I work from home most days, so I get a front-row seat to all this neighborhood nonsense. Most of the time, it's harmless. Someone's trash can is 2 inches too far left, or someone's hydrangeas are the wrong shade of blue, and everyone loses their mind. I never expected Kayla to show up at 7 a.m. like she was serving a search warrant, with a clipboard big enough to block a bullet and an attitude that said she could run the IRS if they'd just let her. Julie opens the door, completely serene, because that's her, right? I've seen her calm in the middle of a car crash. Kayla starts rattling off violations. 17 of them. $2,000 for unauthorized landscape modifications. Apparently our roses are the wrong color. $1,000 for our black mailbox. And $500 because, get this, we moved in without her permission. I'm half expecting her to cite us for breathing too much air. Our neighbor, Mrs. Collins, leans out of her door just then. Tiny lady, probably weighs 90 pounds soaking wet, but been here since the Reagan era. She gives Julie a look and mutters, she destroyed the Morgans. Forced them to sell for pennies. Then she ducks back inside, like warning us was a federal offense. Message received. Now, I'm dying for Julie to just pull the nuclear card, because, surprise, my wife's a federal judge. But Julie wants to see how far Kayla will push. She goes full law professor. Could you show me the municipal code that gives the HOA this authority? Kayla's eye twitches. She tries to regain her footing, but Julie's already moved on, grilling her about whether these fines have been voted on per the Davis-Sterling Act. I'll be honest, I don't know what half of that means, but Kayla definitely doesn't either. Kayla stumbles, then warns us we have 48 hours to pay or she'll escalate things. Julie, still polite as ever, asks to review the documentation outlining these magical powers Kayla claims. Kayla's strutting back down the driveway like she's won, tossing over her shoulder. Most people try to fight, but they all pay in the end. It's easier when everyone knows their place. The way she says it, you can practically taste the arrogance. Julie closes the door, whips out her phone, and starts photographing every document Kayla left. That's when I realize, my wife's not just defending us. She's building a case. The next move? Julie's on the phone to her clerk. It's Judge Parker. Pull some files for me. I watch her transform from let's bake banana bread mode to let's drop the hammer of justice mode. The gears are turning. Kayla has no idea what's coming. 3 days later, Kayla's back, and she's brought backup. She rolls up with a briefcase, a contractor who looks like he'd rather be anywhere else, and a new invoice. The $3,500 is now $8,000. Magic math. Your continued non-compliance has escalated the matter significantly, Kayla declares, waving paperwork like she's holding a royal decree. More late fees. Attorney consultation fees. Lien preparation costs. At this point, she's just making up numbers. Julie's got that cat about to pounce look. She politely asks Kayla to explain, once again, exactly which legal statute gives her this authority. Enter Tom Rodriguez, board member and, unbeknownst to Kayla, A man who's been collecting dirt on her for years, just waiting for someone with the backbone to fight. Kayla, he interrupts. When did the board vote on these? I don't recall a meeting. You can see the panic hit her, like someone pulled the rug out from under her. And since when do we assess late fees without a formal notice? Tom presses. Kayla's facade starts crumbling. Julie moves in for the kill. Let's have a formal HOA board meeting. Translation: let's drag this scam into the sunlight. The last thing a scammer wants is an audience. Kayla tries to wriggle out of it, insists things are handled privately. Julie's all innocence and reasonableness. Oh, I insist. That Saturday, the community center is packed. Julie rolls in with a folder so thick it could stop a truck. State regulations, HOA bylaws, actual case law. Kayla tries her usual bluster. Julie asks question after question. Has the fine structure been ratified by the right procedures? Are these penalties even legal under civil code? Do you have statutory authority for these liens? By the end, even Kayla's allies are looking at her sideways. The board votes to suspend all assessments pending review. Julie wins round one. She never even mentioned being a judge. On the way out, I asked Julie why she doesn't just nuke this from orbit and end it. She says, if I just flex and Kayla backs down, she'll do it again to the next family. That's when I get it. Julie's building a federal case, one meant to crush Kayla's whole operation, not just save us. Then things get darker. I spot a man by Kayla's SUV, jeans, baseball cap, scanning the parking lot like he's done it before. Enforcement. Julie clocks him, too. She says, it's about to get interesting. And she's right. A few days later, state investigators call. Ma'am, what you've uncovered goes beyond HOA fraud. We're looking at systematic targeting of vulnerable homeowners. Kayla isn't just some petty tyrant. She's part of a criminal network involving dirty city officials, contractors, and even cops, all extorting families across 3 counties. Organized crime, protected by badges. The next escalation? A $20,000 fine. Fake municipal violations. Fees for problems that don't exist. And she brings in Detective Morrison, a cop whose badge is just a tool for squeezing scared homeowners. Morrison tries to muscle Julie, threatening escalation, arrest, whatever it takes to make us fold. Julie doesn't blink. She throws his own internal affairs file number at him, knows about his gambling debts, his misuse of police resources. Morrison goes from bully to scared kid in seconds. Julie kicks it into high gear, filing complaints with the HOA Oversight Board, City Ethics Committee, and, crucially, rallying neighbors who'd been afraid to speak out. Mrs. Collins brings 2 years' worth of records. Tom Rodriguez hands over board documents proving financial abuse. Other neighbors come forward, sharing stories of threats and forced home sales. It's no longer just about us. The neighborhood is done being scared. Julie explains, I'm working with federal investigators. They needed someone with legal expertise and credibility to document the whole thing. Kayla handed us everything we needed for a RICO case. Morrison, panicking, had been falsifying reports, helping Kayla seize property under color of law, using his badge to silence victims. It's not just fraud, it's a full-blown federal case. As Julie's war room grows, so does Kayla's desperation. Anonymous texts arrive. Pay tomorrow or face consequences. Julie just smiles. Now it's criminal intimidation via electronic communication. Another felony for the evidence pile. Friday arrives, tension thick as concrete. Kayla calls to announce her final move. Officer Rodriguez, Tom's brother, will conduct an independent police assessment of our property. The problem? Rodriguez is an honest cop. And when he sees Julie, everything changes. Neighbors assemble, pretending to do yard work, watching as Kayla parades her witnesses and fake paperwork up our driveway. Morrison lurks behind her, clearly rattled. Rodriguez arrives, ready for a civil complaint, until he sees Julie. Recognition dawns slowly, then all at once. He drops his notepad. Wait, Judge, you live here, he says, his voice echoing across the lawn. Kayla's face drains of all color. What, Judge? She sputters. But even the witnesses know the jig is up. Rodriguez recovers, explains for everyone. This is Federal District Judge Julie Parker. I've testified in her courtroom. Kayla's world crumbles in real time. Julie hands Rodriguez her evidence folder, outlining everything. Wire fraud, civil rights violations, conspiracy. Morrison tries to sneak away, but FBI agents emerge from unmarked vans. Kayla is read her rights. Morrison, too. Neighbors come out in droves. Mrs. Collins is crying. Tom Rodriguez documents everything. Rodriguez pulls me aside. Your wife just handed us the biggest public corruption case this county's seen in 20 years. The FBI moves in, seizing records, accounts, and computers. By sundown, a dozen families have come forward, painting a picture of Kayla's network. Falsified code violations, kickbacks, property theft. 6 months later, Kayla pleads guilty to racketeering and gets 18 years. Morrison, 12. The corrupt city officials who shielded them? Facing their own federal charges. The neighborhood, finally, gets to breathe. Tom Rodriguez is made interim president. Property values go up. People start looking out for each other again. Julie never once used her title to bully anyone. She just did the homework, built the case, and let justice handle the rest. So yeah, sometimes the good guys win. Especially when the bad guys pick a fight with a federal judge who's got nothing but time and a burning hatred for bullies. If watching Kayla get her karma served colder than Ohio winter made you smile, hit like, drop your thoughts below. Who's right? Who's wrong? Is HOA power ever justified? Or does this whole system need a reset? Let's hear your take, because stories like this, they only end when we decide enough is enough.